Hello, everybody.
Hello, morning.
So, welcome everybody. We are hearing from my ear that the canteen speakings are also here. So wait for a second. Sorry a second.
Bear with us. Sounds like there might be a little bit of technical difficulties.
Working?
Ooh. Okay, hopefully everything looks up, good to go.
Great. Okay, hello everybody. So we're now hearing from the English commentary team. I'm the MC of the day. I am Jim live from WRPM, and beside me we have Harrison. Harrison, welcome, Harrison.
Yes.
You're in DC right now.
I am, but I don't know if the stream can hear us because it looks like we are still on the pause screen.
Oh, it's because we're on a delay.
We're good.
So
okay.
yeah.
So hopefully good.
Yeah, exactly. So they for the video setting, we have already made our soundtracks available to the WRC English channel. So okay, yeah. So if our audience wants to hear Cantonese, it will be on Summer MJHK. But for Harrison and I here, we'll be streaming in English.
Yes.
Perfect.
Play, especially from around the world. It's really neat to finally like expand not just out of some of these Japanese professional tournaments and leagues and everything, and not just some of the ones in the US, but also now Hong Kong. So, you know, bit by bit, we're really starting to mark off every bit of the world and the Riichi greatness and high level skill that's being displayed there. So it's really cool to get the eyes and the visibility and you know, see these, right?
It's very exciting, and honestly, it's so amazing to have me and you together to comment on a game.
It is really fun.
It's like we're crossing a lot, like across Atlantic, or I don't know what ocean is that, Pacific, whatever it is.
Whatever. Yeah.
So they are already on introducing the rule sets of today. It's WRC no Aka. And it's a very small spread. It's a 5-15. And for two hanchans, the top of the table will be advancing to the final. Yep. And
okay, so just top one.
Yep, exactly. We still have best second of the three tables, but the chance will be much slimmer. And for the game on June 30th, the second, it's Chapman from JPML, and the score cutoff was 10.9. So if they still want to get a chance, they can aim for 10.9 to get second, the best second among the three tables.
Yes, and when you say best second, it's by gap, correct? So it's your
Uh,
proximity to first place for that
we
table?
discussed that with the players, and we opted for the final total score instead of
Okay, so
the
highest
gap.
second place. Okay,
Exactly, exactly.
fair.
But very nice that you pointed that question, because I actually just learned about that's one of the possible rules of determining the best second of the table.
Yeah, I know in a lot of the Japanese tournaments that we commentate, that's how they normally do it. Even in the States, I think a lot of the time we opt towards proximity to second. And I mean, I think there's benefits and merits. Like, both rules have their advantages, have their kind of conditions. And what's really important is to understand it, because I mean, again, these are very high level players, and they're going to be playing with those conditions in mind. So, for instance, if first place is at like 100 points, then everyone's just kind of going to be shooting for the moon, if they're not in first, to try to get that proximity. But if it's highest, total score, then that's very, very different. Instead of having to Yakuman fish, like get these Baimons, these huge hands, maybe just a Mangan, even a 3 Han hand to get, like you said, that plus 10.1, try and inch above that, um, which is much more doable, will be something the players are going to be playing for, and drastically will affect how they're playing the hand. So
That's really spot on. And we're now on introducing the players. So the first one is Hugh Wong from WRPM. As you can
mhm.
see from the photo, he looks really young. I think he's only 19 years old. He's in his
Oh,
college. I think he's studying University of Science and Technology in Hong Kong.
hmm.
Okay, I haven't seen his intro already, so we're putting on the second player. Second player is Wing Yu, also from WRPM in Hong Kong. Were you able to see the words, Harrison? Because I'm on my mobile, so
uh,
it's very hard for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Wingy says, "Hello, everyone. Nickname's Wing." That means he wins the game. I like it. I like it. Very fun. Started offline Riichi Mahjong in 2025, so really, actually, pretty fresh. Only at, at most a year and a half of experience. Um, Attending locals and practicing at events. Wants to connect with fellow players. Very, very sick. I know in the US that kind of reminds me of a player we have called Brian Wen. Made a run on Tenhoe earlier this year, I believe, or late last year. Very,
Oh,
very good player. Was basically solely online. And then started going to tournaments at the beginning of 2024, and was definitely a little wet behind the ears, kind of getting used to tile handling and everything. But now with tens of tournaments under his belt, is an extremely strong player. Very,
I
very
think
strong.
sometimes when you see in real life tournaments, some players they might not handle their tiles well. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean their strategy is bad at all, because they might play a
Hmm.
lot of online. It's just they aren't used to in real life mahjong, dealing with automatic tables or whatnot. So
Yeah.
and it's nowadays it's very hard to tell from their faces or how they handle their tiles mean anything to their skill level as well. Hugh, he started really early when he was young. I think I met him when he was like 15, 16. So
Hmm.
he is very experienced, and he's one of the better players in my Janso as well. For Wing, I think he is quite new, but it also doesn't
Hmm.
mean that he couldn't play, because, as a Hong Konger growing up in Hong Kong, you must have learned different mahjong rule sets before as well.
Yeah.
So the way you advance to Tenpai is also much more advanced than a completely new player.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
Okay,
those
so
perspectives can sometimes help it with. Could you introduce us to our third player at the table?
y- yes, so Kelvin. Oh wow, they suddenly
Oh,
skipped really
very
fast.
quick.
So I want to spend some time for Kelvin as well. So he's one of the legends, because
Ooh.
when I was 12, I already know him as a very famous blogger that started writing about Japanese mahjong when no one was
Ooh.
actually writing for it. So he also knew Jan. He's like one of the OGs, like who
Okay.
started the community in Hong Kong. So he recently joined WPM, so I felt it was like a strong addition to the team.
Hmm.
Okay, so the last one is Russell. Russell is also a very experienced player. I think he attended WRC, 10 years ago already. So he's like
Wow.
one of the like representatives that early on represented Hong Kong before. He also represented Hong Kong in the WRC Tokyo last year. So this table has a very good mix of new players, old players, experienced players. So we're very excited to see them.
Yeah, this seems to be an exciting table that we're about to watch. There's a lot of really, really strong talent from the way that you're explaining it. It sounds like we got nothing but heavy hitters in front of us. I'm very, very excited to be able to commentate this game. I can tell I'm smelling an exciting one.
Yeah. And Russell, you can see his intro is very long. It's also because he has many titles. He holds many titles. So he was like, "Oh, which one should I keep in the intro?" I was like, "Okay, whatever you put there. Like, we all know you're strong, okay?" All right.
Yeah, stick to the list. Okay, so it looks like we are hopefully about to get into the game. Get started. Ooh, over the headshot. Okay.
Getting excited, seeing their faces. Okay.
Okay, there we go. The bow. It started. They're pushing walls in. Oh, an auto hypion.
Yes.
That's fun. I was gonna say in the States we have this weird like fear of auto hypi. And by fear I mean mainly WRC is just like, you kind of like want to avoid it if you can, and everyone in the States is like, sure. But I think as auto tables especially get more common, we're going to do more auto hypi and anything to just quicken up the game, because everybody hates to not be able to get their last dealership because of a timer that you kind of have to put on your tournaments and games.
I also like auto hypi so much because I think it just also minimizes the risk of knocking down the tiles. And sometimes people are kind of afraid of getting a 12 or 8 that you have to get it from the left. So now that if you have the hypi, you don't have to explain so much as well.
That's the thing. Yeah. Especially once you get used to it. I know one of the big pushbacks is the dealer forgetting to draw their tile and then their show high and get a chombo for it. And it's like, well, but I think as time goes, people will warm up and it won't be as big of a deal.
Exactly. I think JPML is also doing still hypi. So yeah. So I think that people are getting used to the hypi function and automatic tables. We're advancing so fast because I heard, years ago the WRCs are also just, hand shuffling with no automatic table. But now we're advancing. So let's see.
Let's see how it goes. And speaking of seeing it looks like Wong is going to be Ishan 10. Still, Ishan 10 has a bit of a decision. Is going to choose to cut from that Sozu block. Very reasonable, I think, trying to really build in that Pinfu tempai. Give more options, some more value for the hand.
Yeah, I think, Hugh, because he's one of the younger players, so we just call him Hugh Zai. Zai in Cantonese means like little boy, some sort of that. So like and all the Hong Kongers we go each other by their first name as well. So it's not usual that we call each other the last name. So so it's just Hugh, Wing, Kelvin, and Russell. So it's easy. Yeah.
I was about to say that's way easier. Those I think I could pronounce. It's very weird in the States because like especially when you go to a lot of tournaments, you meet everyone, you do it by your first name, and then you hop on commentary and you're like, well, this person's last name that I never call them by whenever I see them.
So Hugh here switched from 3-4-5 Sanshoku towards a 2-3-4. And he has a really good hand of Mangan potential. With Rich Tan Yao, Pinfu, potential Sanshoku.
Yeah, it's super valuable hand. I mean, I think the question is who's going to get Tempai first, because everyone's kind of hovering around it. I think almost Russell is the furthest from Tempai, but like again, still this very strong Ishan 10 from Hugh. Lots of value. Wing hovering around Ishan 10 right now. Technically Rianshan 10, but again, 1 or 2 strong draws and a very powerful Riichi. And even Kelvin, too, just needs 1 good tile and then is going to be the first threat on the board.
Exactly. But they all look very good in shape. Oh, yeah. Wow.
I was going to say the Ishan 10 wall highest to scale, but Hugh finds it for Reach Pinfu Tanyao Takame San Shoku for the Mangan. That is a big, big hand.
Oh wow! If he can sumo the Takame, the higher, the better tile, then he would get Haneman
Haneman
sumo.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, let me tell you, that is not a bad start if you are a dealer. You definitely would not hate that. I think players are going to be very wary about this 2-5-pin Suji, just because the 4-pin reach tile definitely is going to set off warning alarms. There are a lot in hands too. I believe there's 1-5 and 1-2 left in the wall for this weight. Lot in hands. There's 1-5-pin on the board, but I mean, 2 in the wall is better than some Riichis that I've seen that make it to this point.
And
the question is, who's going to challenge?
In the overlay, we can see they showed only 1 for the 2-5-pin. There are 3 pins. There are 3 2-pins on Russell's. He was also doing Dama 10 with the Ipeco with the 7 pawn. Is that how you call it? 7 pawn? That's 7 man. 7 pawn.
You're supposed to say 7-1. I always say 7-1, but I think it's technically 7-1.
Okay.
It's so one of those weird things where it's adapted to Japanese lexicon, but it's actually like the Cantonese word, I believe.
Yeah. So I wonder with the 1 left, is it 2 or 5? Because I think it's 2. Because
it should be 2. There's 2 5-pins on the board. I missed 1 earlier. Yeah, because there's 1 in front of Kelvin right now. So it's just 1 2-pin left. The question is kind of just who draws it, because it looks like Russell, who was Dama 10 on the 7, was forced to get back, but that last 2-pin drawn, you finds it on the Takame. That's the Hane.
Oh wow! Great
6K
start.
all. Wow. Yeah, and Akanashi, that 18K to open up the game is massive, especially when you're East 1. So like you have so much time in front of the game. You have so much breathing room, and you just bought yourself, 18K in points more. It is night and day now, from East 1 to East 1 Repeat 1.
Yeah, the 2-5 weight it's really nice, even though he has only 1 left in the wall, and you only exactly need 1 tile to win as well. So congrats, Hugh. Oh, okay. You're having a pause here.
I was wondering.
Not
I
sure
thought
why.
Kyushu Q High was on for a second. I was like, whoa, that looked weird. I was like, I don't think there's that. But I think maybe catching up on the overlay, I would assume.
Yeah. I guess.
Unless they missed the Takame-san Shoku. Looks like Jimmy might have some internet issues to bear with it. Hopefully he'll be back in a second. My best guess again is that they might have missed the Sanshoku. So they're redoing points, but I am unsure. I can't quite see what the points for the table are. And I was unable to see the points exchange. But if I had to guess, I would think that's probably it. I don't think there was any Ura, right? It would have been Reach Pintan, Sumo, Sanshoku. Dora was 9, so that wasn't in hand.
Okay, they restarted anyway.
Okay, so, there we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, so probably just updating the overlay.
Yeah.
Not nearly as strong a hand from Hugh this time around, but could be worse. Could be much worse. Although it kind of seems like everybody's slow. Wing is going to take some time. A lot of junk in Kelvin's hand, even though we might have this possible like Junchan or Dream Honitsu route later on if we really need value. So remind me, Jimmy, is this game 1 for this table set, or is this game 2?
This is game 2. So last week, Wong advanced, so he became the commentator for the Cantonese stream.
And so these players' conditions, again, to talk about it, they have scores going into this game, and they're trying to pass it for 1, or is it just whoever wins this game and then the highest second placement?
So yeah, it's just today's 2 games. Top of the table advance, plus if they can beat the best second 10.9.
Okay, so this is game 1 of 2. So they're fresh scores right now, knowing they're going to play 2 games against each other. But still plenty of time left, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So players aren't going to be too desperate yet. We do see the Honitsu calls Wing trying to definitely, hopefully, build a Mongan here. Catch up a little bit to Hugh. Definitely being the most aggressive on the board. Everybody else with slower hands, I'd imagine, is going to kind of stay back. Although we do see the Ishan 10 for Russell on the Chitoi. Looking to maybe sneak a win, maybe just shut down Wing. We'll have to see how he plays it. With the Dora 5-mon, it always gets scary because it's such a usable tile that, like, you have to expect every Riichi is probably going to have at least one of them, maybe even 2.
That's a good point. And sometimes for open hands, you start to be suspicious because sometimes Tanya Dora is also already a very big hand.
Exactly.
So.
That 2 Dora is the same value as Honitsu open, so it definitely is one of those things where you can't get too comfortable. Ooh, that was interesting. We see Hugh decide to deny the Chitoi chance. Drops from the 6, wants the normal shape. I didn't look at the Sozu that would have had to been pushed to, so that could definitely be part of it. May just want to avoid feeding Wing any pieces to increase their hand value.
Exactly. And Russell has a very potential good hand with the Chitoi here with the Dora. And Hugh here, if he draw the Dora 5, then he can have the how do you call from the full straight, right? To get the
Itsu.
hand. It's it, yeah.
Yes.
I know. Jen likes the. She definitely knows the Japanese name, right? But she would always remind me of the English name.
English. In English, we call it like pure. I think pure straight. The problem is like the English names. I'm like that doesn't feel right. It's not like a pure straight.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you play on the online clients, and they like it's only like one of them that like uses the English. So I'm always like, people osmosis, right? They'll if you use the Japanese term, like they watch enough, they play enough, they'll learn it just by hearing it, seeing it, winning with it, etc., etc.
Yeah, I suspect all the serious players they would also learn into the Japanese names of the Yakuza.
Yeah, a lot of the time. It's just what people got used to. I think I wonder with time too, when these English streams and resources and everything get more and more popularized and common, if there will be kind of a shift. Because I think right now everyone's kind of learned with the Japanese names because that was all that was available and that was all people knew. But now, especially with so many of these streams and some translated resources that are now being made, I do wonder if that'll change it. We also see Russell Riichi Chitoi Dora 2. We're on 1-mon.
Oh yeah, it's also Tenpai. Oh, Okake Reach. Wow.
Ooh, on the Dora 5-mon. So Hugh, very aggressive chase. We also are going to see a Tenpai. The question is, can Wing take it? Has to drop 3 or 6-0 or even 8-0. But just decides to play north to save. There's a lot of danger on the board. Now, all 1-mons are held. The thing, though, is that it is Suji, but it doesn't matter because Hugh Ipot Sumo on the Dora. That's going to be another dealer Mangan Sumo for 41 all. And it just seems like this is Hugh's game. Like, Haneman Sumo is already a lot, but when you Ipot Sumo on Dora Kanchan 5M, like, I get there are 2 in the wall, but man, it feels like Hugh can't go wrong.
And I love how he actually just went no time after Russell reached. I think he when he drew the Tenpai tile, he just no time to reach.
Yeah, he just straight up chased, followed. Which I mean, especially on a weight that you're expecting not to be that good, is crazy. No hesitation, had a game plan, followed it, and clearly worked out. Again, an extra
Wow.
12K in the pocket for it.
That's huge lead for
Oh, so much.
WRC rule set with less emphasis on the ranking points.
Yeah. The raw
Unlike
points are so
yeah,
important with the
unlike the
small
M
Uno.
rule, they have 50 points for the top. Here the top is only 15 points, so it's quite a big difference. 15 points, it's even less than
Yeah.
the first hand that Hugh Tumult with the 6K all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you add in the Oka, the first place bonus, it is night and day how you're strategizing. Because first place is just so important to push for.
Okay, so would be quite interesting to see how the other third players chase up, because even though they are having a bad start, but still they can still be able to see how they chased after that.
Yeah, that's going to be really important, especially because if they're playing for highest second between the tables, they're all kind of low in points right now. Like these are kind of not great thirds usually. And with the second place Uma, you'll have a little bit of a benefit if the game were, say, to like end now. But I mean, again, we're expecting a high scoring second to be the one that makes it. So these players are definitely going to want points. Again, still one more game to play, so a lot of time left, but they've got to be feeling a little bit of the pressure after those big sumos. And Hugh also, again, I think Ishanten for Reach Pinfu right now.
Wow.
So just again, can't draw dead. Yeah, Ishanten may not be Pinfu. Needs to hit exactly the 7 pin to get there, but I mean, it feels like if you can get Tempai and Reach on it, the wall will give him the tile he needs. And very close to it. Yeah, Hugh still almost the quickest. We have Wing with that Haku call, that white dragon earlier, Ishanten right now. Not the most valuable hand. Drew a floating Dora and is going to try to play it, switch up with the pair of Norths most likely in the hand. But it looks like every player is kind of getting a south and thinking about it and taking their time. Ooh, interesting decision. We are going to play the efficient 4. So wants to keep the 7 pin and the 5 pin draws. Kind of upgrade that Pinzu shape to Ryankon for Hugh. Very efficient. That'll definitely help the Tempai push.
Yep, we can tell Hugh after 2 hands, big hands, he's going for efficiency rather than the potential Sanshoku here.
And there's the benefit. Tempai on the Pinfu for Reach Pinfu. 2-5 mon. Should be okay in the wall. I think there's okay, just 2. So maybe a little less than okay. Not the best, but we did see Hugh hit a 1 out earlier, so it could be worse. I saw the Manzu. I was like, no way. I was like, he bought sumo again? Well, the problem is just that how do you fight here? What do you fight with? Now we see Dora 2 from Kelvin. Also had kind of this Shanta Sanshoku-esque hand, although it's had to fold on it. The other problem being now that this Tumon is floating and dangerous in the hand. So if Kelvin wants to push this Dora 2, is going to have to drop that Tumon almost certainly, which is going to provide a lot of problems.
Not sure if it's good news, but if it dealt into Hughes, it's only Reach Pinfu so far.
So far, key terms. I mean, I only see 2. Oh no, that's 3-1. So it's okay. So chances of the pair for Mangan are less likely.
So Wing Chi-10 for the Dora. Wait. He now is waiting for the South. And I think South has still 1 in the wall.
Yes. Is 1 left to draw. That would be a huge advantage if Hugh has to draw it. That being said, it's still only 3 Han, so I wouldn't even be surprised if Wing like it gets forced to fold, like say on this 6 pin, but Wing gonna be brave, check it, and it'll pass. 6-9 pin, very scary versus that 8 pin Riichi, but it'll take. Still 2 of the 2, 5M, 3 Mon. That's another very scary one. And yeah, that one's too much for Wing. Doesn't like it. Folds out. Makes a lot of sense.
After push, and there's a fold. And the other,
Yeah.
okay, Kelvin. Oh, I thought he would be going for the Chitoy run away.
I think kind of building it. Kelvin looks like, you know, I'll keep the option of Chitoy if I, you know, perfectly get 2 draws and then get given a 3rd. But like there's so many dangerous things to check for Kelvin. I think he kind of recognized like you can only do so much. And better not to deal into dealer and fall behind the other 3 in the pack. And I don't want to say too much yet, but it looks like we might be going to Ryukoku. Still 2 of the 2-5 in the wall. And Hugh is going to miss. I would imagine they're going to be folds. No one's going to mess with Haite too much. Any call would push it to our dealer Hugh in Tempai, which would be very bad for the table. We do see the safe discard by Russell. So Hugh, you know, doesn't get the Riichi Pinfu, but still collects 3K from it. So I guess everybody saved Homba. And depending on who wins this next hand, also might get a stick from Hugh.
Wow, look at that opening hand. Just by seeing it, I can tell.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good,
and the knife is there.
Already. Yeah, oh my god. And the Suji trap from turn 1.
The Suji trap 7, you know, funny enough, I actually, when making the 7 Suji trap, like to wait just a little bit on it. Because I feel like if you do it turn 1, then it's really obvious that you may have upper Manzu. But if you wait until like turn 2 or 3, then it's like, oh, I just had a floating 4M in my hand that I was playing for a better way. And then people might check it when it's like super early. Obviously, the later it goes, then it's like, okay, they have 4, 6, 8. And that 4-mon is tipping off. I need the 7. But like turn 1 or 2, it's like, okay, nothing in the lower Manzu, but upper, maybe a bit suspicious. But again, with those 9s in that south, like even if we can Onko one and Riichi for a double pairway, it's going to be so strong.
That is
not the most value, but
and he has it's also 1 away from the Chanta.
Yeah, the Chanta 2 would be huge. Needs to draw that 9, so but in the realm of possibility. Question is, who else can challenge? It looks like Kelvin might be able to. This hand, not the worst. Ryan Shanten has some floaters that might be able to work. Russell 2, not the worst hand. Although definitely behind. Wing, funny enough, looks to be the top contender, but Wing also playing, I think, a slower variation of the hand. Sacrifice some efficiency because really wants that 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku chance with a Pintu and everything. Going to be playing value. But the problem is too little, too late. Hugh draws Tempai and Snap Riichi's 9-pin south. And I think it's just kind of a game of time of when someone draws this last south. 9-pin might be a bit harder.
Push.
It did take a couple of draws to get to Tempai, so 9-pin might be harder. There's also all 4 9-pins out, so you have to have somebody cutting from their hand for it. But I can't imagine South is going to be a kept tile for anyone who draws.
9-pin is already both on one on Kelvin and one on Russell. So South is the tile that would be easier to win for Hugh.
Yep.
and you know, it's 2K so far. It's Riichi no Mi.
Well, Riichi no Mi, but there's also, now 2,900 in the middle of the board. The other really scary thing that's about to happen, I would think, is no one's drawn Dora East yet. And the second somebody draws that, there's going to be some flashing warning signals because, like, there's no East on the board and dealers Riichi, and odds are low, but Hugh has had some good flow so far, so the players might be like, Hugh might have gotten it. We did take until turn 6, so we have a little bit of time where we were able to improve our hand. You tend to get worried. I mean, listen, I'm not normally a flow guy, but when you watch dealer Hanuman Sumo, then Mangan Sumo, then Riichi first again, then Riichi first again, it's like, you don't want to be the guy to check the Dora double seat wins first. You definitely want somebody else to pave the way for you to discard that. Yeah, I think all the players have opted towards basically falling back and defending versus the dealer Riichi. It makes a lot of sense. Dealer Riichi, very expensive. They're all trying to build routes in their hands. Leave some option open to get back to a tempai. Like we see the 6-6-7-7. If we draw 2 of the 5-8, maybe we can get there, although 5-8's kind of dying. Definitely a lot of the discards that Wing's doing are suggesting a try to get back in the tempai later in the hand. Very similarly for Russell, going to try and find a way. And we see the first Dora drawn by Kelvin. Okay, 6-9. Might help. The problem is that 9-pin is kind of... Ooh, I was about to say, it's kind of very... It's very cozy in the hands that it's in, but not going to do it. Going to look towards Genbutsu. I think it's late in the round, which plays against Hugh. So that 9-pin less likely to come out. There's so many Genbutsu too that there is a myriad of options for Kelvin. Another East out. That South still hasn't been drawn. So I guess luckily enough for the other players, it looks to be buried deep in the wall. Now if somebody draws it, they're definitely going to be hesitant, I would think, to check it this late on. A little bit of a grace provided by the wall in that way.
Yeah, many choices as well.
Yeah, Russell trying to figure out how to play for K10, how to be tempai at the end, but it's with the floating Dora and like those shapes, it's so hard to get there and just a draw or two.
This is one of the games where if there were a time limit and when you see, the dealer reached 4 times already, and then you look at the clock, it's already 20 minutes left, and it goes to an East one, and the other three players are so desperate.
But no time limit, right?
No time limit.
Yeah. So they can play really patient. They can let the dealer take some Riichis, get some K10 points, and it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I was gonna say with the timer, it completely changes. Like especially for Russell and maybe Kelvin, it's just like, well, I got one dealership and I gotta get this rolling. They're trying to catch up. And Hugh, oh my god, what an opening hand. What is that? Double Yaku high pair, I think, with Honitsu already close, and we see a snap call already.
Yeah, on a West that is not Hugh's win.
Off wins, yeah. But other players, warning bell, just alarmed. And then the green comes out and we see that. Now the problem is, how hidden do we want to make this? I almost, if I'm Hugh there, I might drop 2 mon and sacrifice some efficiency, try and hide the Honitsu, try and make it be like, oh, I'm not that expensive, guys.
2 is not a bad choice as well.
Yeah.
Especially you can upgrade your hand towards 77.
There's, I mean, there's very few shapes I think that play the 2-mon as well. It's mainly if you draw the 4-mon, the 2-mon backfires, or if you draw a second 1-mon. So not that many Manzu, all things considered. Odds are you're not going to use it, and if you get to trap the hand, especially with how your discards currently are, I think that's really valuable.
My understanding of Hugh, he's more like a Naga player. I think
snake player.
He studies, he sticks to the efficiency rather than the trap factor here.
And definitely we see that represented by keeping the 2-mon, cutting those honors. Still playing the Honitsu because the value is super duper important. But yeah, definitely opting to dealer Renchan, higher win rate is king. Oh, we see the East pair, huge. We're going to take Tenpai. And you almost have to call it if it comes out, right? We're Mochi with wings, so I don't think it's coming out, but... Yeah, for the Mangan, like East is the Mangan upgrade. That's worth a ton of value. Although we do hit the Fu upgrade, so we are at 40 Fu for 7,700.
That's right.
That's a big deal.
It's huge as well because there are 29 on the table already.
But Riichi comes out.
Oh, the 6.
Yes, we drew the 6. We're on 2-5-mon. Just Riichi Nomi from Wing, but again, like you said, with all those points in the middle, very valuable. It looks to be 3 more outs left.
So it's 1 versus 3.
Going to be very expensive though. Yeah, and
Kelvin is looking for a way to see if he can still keep one away. Decided to fold.
Justify it. Very fair. That's hard. The Manzu is so bad on this board. Like you're assuming humanity. Oh, that's Mangan upgrade. Not only the Dora 9, but also in the Chanta. And we do see the switch. The 5-mon, and that'll deal in for just Riichi Naomi, but Wing gonna collect all these sticks on the board. Absolute ton of value. Gonna jump a little bit of ahead of Kelvin and Russell as we now finally head into East 2.
What a relief for the other players because, who pushes 5-mon must be, a big signal of him Tenpai as well.
Oh, yeah. When that 5-mon comes out, especially versus the Riichi, it's like, okay, Hugh is ready for at least 3 Han, maybe even 4.
Okay, after dealing into Wing's hand, Hugh is still sitting at 62-8. And comes second with Wing, 22-4. Third is now at Kelvin, 17-9, and Russell has 16.
Yeah, Wing afforded a little bit of a gap, but still things very neck and neck. Trick is, what are we going to do with this dealer turn? And the hand's not too great for much besides Riichi Nomi right now. A little bit slower, doesn't really have any value route that's obvious to the eye. And problematically, it looks like Russell has the tune paired now. I believe even Aka-dora pretty shaped up in the hand. So Russell kind of looking like the front runner to take this hand. Yeah, still Ryanshanten has some more options now. We'll be able to cut away from the tunes to try to play a Pinfu. We'll be able to cut down on one of those not so great shapes later on. Oh, and Dora too. This is a tricky one. I'm going to play 1-so. Very smart. I like that a lot. It still allows you to call the tune. The second one that'll come out, and then the 5-pin becomes your pair. Or if you draw a 6-pin, you just drop 2-pin, and you're still able to play both copies of the Dora.
Exactly.
Very, very valuable hand. Still Ryanshanten. So Not quite threatening a Riichi yet, but I mean, everybody else on the table pretty slow. Nobody's hands really put together right now. Kelvin's hand very, very far. Hugh's hand a little bit more put together. One pin technically helps. You kind of play 6 shapes and you can hopefully hit one of the hanchans, but yeah, even Hugh is going to pass on that. Opting for a safe tile keep, which this late with a hand like that, very, very reasonable. Dare I say, even a bit standard. You're expecting somebody to be right about Tenpai, which we do see the Shanten tile hits for Russell, now Ishanten. Hoping for a Riichi Dora 2, even a Chun Dora 2 call right around the corner.
I think both tunes are still on the wall.
No, one is on the board. There was one.
Oh, that's right.
Discarded by Wing, yeah. But I mean, still one tune is pretty good. Kelvin, okay. Kelvin. It's a little bit of help. Cuts from the Sozu. There's that last tune. Hugh deciding to keep it could backfire a little bit if a Riichi happens and a rock in a hard place gets created. If Hugh decides to drop that tune, that would be a massive deal in.
Oh.
Yeah, we draw the 1 pin. We're going to make a little bit of a shift. We cut the 7 pin so that way later on, instead of having to push the 7 pin, if we want to call the tune, we can just play the 1 pin. Which is much, much safer. And Ishanten now for Kelvin. A far back hand, but almost there. Second tune out. Russell does call. As we get Tenpai on 5/8 of Sozu for Chun Dora 2. But from behind, Hugh gets Tenpai, reaches on 7, so for Riichi Dora 1.
Still, oh, Tenpai as well here.
Okay. On the same way. Oh. That is an interesting one because that's the tile we're concerned about. So we know there's one less in the wall. I wonder, is that going to affect the decision making for Kelvin? Already seems to be opting towards defense. Doesn't like the value. 2 6s out. Hold on. We're helping out the 7 just a little bit.
3 Doras. Russell.
That's true. Oh, and the 7 comes with the 6s, likes it more than the Manzu, so it'll deal in. No Ura hit, so just Riichi Nomi. Easy 13. Or Riichi Dora, yes. So 2,600. So not, the biggest hand, but definitely don't want to be giving that to Hugh from behind when you need some points to make up. Increasing his lead and also decreasing your score for a bigger gap. But still very early in the game, East 3. Full dealership for Kelvin, full dealership for Russell till we even up. Now 2 Dora here for our dealer, Kelvin. And looks at it and goes, man, I have 2 Dora, which is great, but how the hell am I going to get a hand that's quick enough to actually complete and win with that 2 Dora? Trying to get creative, playing some floating honors that you may not normally. To just try to get anything to work. And that 5 so great pickup. It looks like Russell. Although Hugh, great draw, Hanchan fill-in, while still blessing Hugh. Even Wing here, like not a super slow hand either. It's going to opt towards more of a Chi-Toy route. Prioritize those pairs and some better weights towards the end of the hand. Will be very defensive. Makes a lot of sense.
Players' hands are looking a little bit slow than before.
Yeah. So that'll help a little bit. Now Kelvin has a 1-2-3 Sanshoku route in order to try and speed the hand up. Although problem, Wing, I think maybe Ishanten right now. Very, very strong. Excuse me, that wasn't Wing. Who was that?
The Chun is very nice for Kelvin.
That was Russell. Russell. Not quite Ishanten. Yanshanten, but very close. Same here. Hugh, Yanshanten, but very strong shapes. Now with the East pair. There are two Easts out, so may just throw it back. Looking maybe to cut from the Pinzu, so you have safe East throw later. But is just going to throw the one East back.
Happens to me a lot when two discarded and suddenly becomes a pair.
Yeah. You don't even get like Pinfu options either, so you don't get sneaky damas to try and just get the game moving along.
No.
And Chun called, we paired it up, and Kelvin is going to take it because we need some speed for the hand.
Russell.
Five, 7, 9, that'll help. The question is, we have to give up this 1-2-3 Sanshoku. We're fishing a bit. And I think you kind of have to here. Plays the 5. Really in for these sort of Chanta shapes.
And he discarded an 8 before.
He should have for you. Yeah, he did. That could be problematic.
He could want to go for a full,
yeah,
or full Mangan option here with the Yaku, Sanshoku, Aka-dora.
Yeah, that would do it. And that 5th Han or that 4th Han is the important one. So, like you said, definitely keeping that in mind and trying to keep this 1-2-3 Sanshoku alive. But the problem is now with a Riichi from Hugh for Reach Tanyao, possible Takame on the Dora 3-6 pin. Not great right now. I think maybe 2 outs.
Yep, you're right.
At most 1 3 pin, at most 1 6 pin.
2 outs.
So it's a little tough. I mean, again, we've seen the 2s win earlier, and if there's anybody who's going to draw well from the wall, Russell might be due. Russell missed a couple Riishis earlier. Building up possibly for this one. We're going to see defense from Wing backing away. Kelvin trying to push, but a lot of scary, scary things to push to get there. Hugh now pushed away.
Also really wants Pitsumo with the 6. That would guarantee Mangan for him.
Yes, that'd be very, very big. Dream scenario.
Oh, it's a 9.
9, that's okay. We'll work our way down in the Suji. Start with the 9, the high end, then we'll go down to the 6. Work itself out.
No one trusts Suji when there's a Dora in the way.
Yeah, especially that half Suji. It's very tough. Very tough justification. You gotta have a laundry list of reasons in order to check that. Now, Kelvin here probably not even gonna get Tenpai too. Just cannot hit the draws to put together. Yeah. A lot of people holding blockers, like Russell has 3 of the 3M, which are really important to try to get Tenpai.
Oh,
we're gonna chi though, so
okay.
Yeah, we're Ishan 10. We have a chance, and we have to push a scary 6-0. But it looks like Kelvin wants to play aggressive and try it.
At least keep the dealership.
Ah, but draw's dead.
Hong.
And with the on-con, definitely no draws left. Or no, just high
the
10.
three is there. The 3 is there.
He goes, oh, that's why I didn't get my 3s.
Imagine if they switched to positions.
Right.
So
Russell collects 3K, so not nothing, but definitely not exactly what you want from that hand. You'd like to collect a little bit more. Although this looks like a very good dealer hand. A lot of very strong shapes, a very good hanchan 10 to start. Has that
With
floating
Dora.
5-pin Dora. Speaking of that 5-pin, it seems to be that wing with 2 copies of the 5. Maybe a little faster on the draw.
Oh, Hugh is already 1 away from Tenpai.
Yeah, Hugh just keeps getting these quick hands, these, you know, very good high pies, these strong aggressive first Riichis. Although everybody else this hand also has a little bit more behind it. Wing has the north pair, but the problem is we're in west seed, so we can't really call.
Tenpai.
And we're just gonna Dama. Interesting. We might actually see the east out here. There's a bit of a pause.
Yeah.
The east. Yep, and Russ and Hugh just gonna take it.
13.
Quick 13, and most importantly, game is moved on. That is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, Russell looks a bit sad. You know, his dealership is only 4 turns.
Yeah. But you have a little south round and there's no timer, so you know you're getting there. It's gonna be an uphill battle, especially because Hugh is basically going to be getting the game moving without risk as much as possible once his dealership right now ends. But the chance is open, right? If you got a dealership left, you still got time.
That's right. Dora of the hand. It's White Dragon.
Yeah, 1 floating for Wing, as well as Kelvin now.
And 1 for Russell.
Family Dora. We'll have to see who breaks first. I like to call when everybody has this like 1 floating Dora and then someone plays it. The trading queens, where it's like nobody who wants to defuse the mom, you know, and then one plays it, and then everyone else is like, "Oh, I'll trade queens," and everyone drops it. And it's like, okay, no Dora around. We can sigh. You can let out a relaxed breath and just go about our hands, not be too scared about dealing into a Dora Anko in the back of someone's hand.
It's very common for Aru as well when I play in Japan for JPML.
Really?
This happens, you know, in Aru, with no Uradora, with no Ipatsu, Dora is like the king.
Yeah.
You know, and it just kind of blocked your hand as well with, you know, hands with just like this White Dragon. You know, you're not using it. It's kind of blocking your efficiency.
Yeah, but I mean, you need value, right? So you can take an efficient win, but you gotta play for a big hand at some point. I'm a big proponent of especially for these like off-win Doras, that you almost never drop Dora unless you are a dealer. Just because you don't even want to give someone the chance to like own it and get this big hand.
You tend to cut it from early turns.
I just don't cut it. I'm just like, this is a permanent part of my hands. I gotta figure out how to play it. If my hand's like really good, if I have like a reach pin ton like Sanchoku chance, then I may justify cutting it later. But I'm normally I spawn with Aka-dora, Yakuhai. I'm like, okay, that's part of my hands. And now we see a Riichi with 6-9 pin for Hugh for Riichi Pinfu. Very scary. Although Ishan 10 for Kelvin with that floating Dora, so may justify a chase. 6-9 pin, 5 in the wall. Make that 4. I was gonna say normally 5 in the wall should be pretty decent, but the low values have been winning, so clearly that's going to be bad today. That's how it works. It's either you want low amount of outs in the wall or high amount of outs, because one wins whenever you sit down to play a game. It's a hidden flow tech. One of the little tricks the wall likes to play. Still 4 outs for the 6-9 pin. I think he's gonna play all 6-9. There's a 6 pin. I mean, I guess good enough for Kelvin. We might be able to justify pushing the Dora and save ourselves from dropping the 6-9 pin. Although, especially if we draw Dora pair, it'll be a deal. Yeah, if the Dora is drawn, it's going to be a deal, and almost guaranteed. I don't see a way Kelvin gets away from it. Would take an amazing read to go like Tonki on the 2 or the 3 so that's floating right now. Or the 2 or the 3 so. That's forming Ryandan in the hands. And Dora pair. No. And Kelvin thinks and goes, you know what? I gotta check it. Throws the 9 and it deals. Understandable. It's Riichi Dora too on a premium Ryandan. Like you can't pass that up. I think it was just Riichi Pinfu. I don't believe an Aka-dora was hit. And oh my goodness, again, this high pie. Look at that. That is a solid hand. That's like upper 30%. Oh, okay. Hold on. Somebody else is cooking with more gas. Wing. Pairs of 2 of the dragons. 3rd. Single in the hands. The East pair, which is down Mochi Mochi.
I got a Mochi Mochi here.
It's on the East, and it's not Yakuhai. It's just Kazehai in the South round. Just the seat win, so may come out later. It's supposed to be a very... Yeah, I hate chi toys like that, because right now, like, the thing is, if your hand is chi toy right now, it's worth 2 Han. If you call open, it's Mongod minimum. It feels so sad to play as chi toy here that, like, even if you sacrifice the quick tempai, it's just tough, especially with a north on the board now. You don't even have like the north way. We are going to see the white called. Still a red pair. Then we see the 7s. We're going to go Honitsu at least. Curious to see when Wing will decide to drop that Hatsu, that green dragon. If it'll take somebody else dropping first, we are going to see a Chun call. And another 7 from hand. Players have got to think Wing's pretty strong, dropping 2 7s. Funny enough, if my stat memory is correct, I think when you see 2 dragon calls open and you check the 3rd, it's only like a 10% chance for that person to win the hands.
Does it depend on the turn or just?
I don't know how turn affects it, but I believe in general it's 10%. Because even right now, Wing could call the green dragon but still not win the hand after, which we do have green dragon pair. So all of a sudden, if you play by the stats, I think that is supposed to come out if someone draws the floating green dragon. Although we'll have to see. The later it is, the scarier it is. That much I will say is true.
And guess what? Even if Wing got a Daisanken, he's still very much away from Hugh.
That is true. Yeah, Hugh, even on the sumo, I think remains first. We'll have to
We
see
do want to
though.
see them Yakuman in real life in my stream. I would love that. Yeah, please beat me.
Has there been one that's been hit yet on stream?
Well, for sure, but not on our WRC rule, right? That's
That's
a
true.
new
That's true.
thing on our stream.
WRC,
So.
that's the big one too. I mean, we'll see. There's still 2 greens in the wall, I'm pretty sure. The question is how you get to this E-shan, or how you get away from this E-shan-10. There's so many Pinzus are held right now. That's gonna be really hard to get to Tenpai. Like those East are probably not coming out from the looks of it. Kelvin looks to be holding on to them.
Oh, the green.
Floating for Hugh. Oh. As he's got it in the hand, he's thinking about it. I will say with the POW, it is a little bit scarier. And Hugh, as a blessing with that lead built up, I think is just going to fold out here with Daiming Khan POW, which is, or excuse me, not Daiming Khan, with Yakuman POW. If Hugh drops that green, it's called, and then Kelvin sumos, that is going to be Hugh paying the full value, which would be huge. And now with a Riichi on the board, 258 from Kelvin.
It would be interesting to see if Kelvin drew the green after Riichi.
Yeah, Wing's going to stay pushing. Makes a lot of sense. 258 actually not that good in the wall. Only 3 outs. We have a saying in the States where we say the first day of Riichi Academy, you learn that Samin-chan Riichi never wins. For whatever reason, it feels like every time you Riichi with Samin-chan. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Tenpai. Can we take it though? 4-pin, it's scary, but man, it's so much value. And we're going to push. Still 1 green in the wall. I think Kelvin sees that and probably knows what's going on and goes, ooh. Goes, I hope somebody else has both of them right now. I mean, Kelvin could even have Anko. Okay. 9-so came out. Wing's going to push that just fine. Yeah, these Easts are locked up in the hand too, so it's just about where this last green is.
I smell content.
you got a nose for it. Oh, that was a great time. I was like, oh, that's the one. So I mean, I think if you're Wing, you're just committed at this point. Like you're expecting probably not to win, but man, how do you lay this down? All the Dora North already played, I believe, too. So you figure the Riichi on average is pretty cheap. Like I think you gotta just you send it every time. There's the deal in 5, and I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah. Unlucky.
Yeah. Wing plays it. I mean, it's just reach Pinfu right now. And the Aka-dora miss, so just 2,300. Really much more sad about the Yakuman that didn't come to be. I think the stats are you have to, I want to say I heard it was like you're supposed to hit 6 or 7 Tenpais for Yakuman before you're expected to win one. I think it's like around 6 Tenpais on average before you win a Yakuman. So 1 more crossed off for Wing. And around 5 more Tenpais should be able to finish one up. 5 or less.
Yeah. I think they paused to fix the camera.
Yeah, fix the camera.
From
maybe
the top,
fix the Well, Dora Green Dragon, kind of mocking Wing in a way. After hiding in the wall for that long.
It was 1 versus 3. Is that right?
Yes, 1 versus 3. There's 1 green dragon, and then I think it was like 1 5 and 2 2s. I think the 8s were all held. Might be incorrect on that.
That would be a nice bad beat with the green dragon.
I mean, it's somewhere, right? Again, the wall's been playing tricks. The players might not have been able to pick up with it, but us who have been able to see hands and how the wall is hoarding stuff, we've definitely seen that there looks to be a lot of outs that have been buried very deep in the wall.
So now we're at self 2. And usually
Cameron.
the 79K. Okay, we are starting again.
Yep, all the cameras adjusted, fixed, good to go. And we have double south. Was that on Kelvin's hand? That might have been on Russell's. Looks like it was in Russell's hand. Or no, in Kelvin's hand. That's very big, although with a white and red dragon here. Even though it's not the Dora dragon, Russell also has some aggressive options to play the hand. Calls the tune, probably going to be looking to justify a Manzu Honitsu for value, if I had to guess, although it might just play the efficiency.
And Russell is very near second as well, so hoping for a second here is also not a bad idea, especially if he has hands with current score. It wouldn't be a big negative.
Yeah, just getting a little bit more, especially keeping wing down. This is what I like to call positional play. Just because like wing is dealer, you want to make sure wing stays low, you stay aggressive and close, you remove their dealership to rack up a bunch of points. So this is one of those situations where I'm okay playing a bit of a slower hand in order to just deny somebody else the option to rack up points as dealer, stay close, stay competitive. You're going to see Tempai on 5M. Does have a toy upgrade as well. Second.
Would you have conned the tune? He actually called the tune for one turn.
I would say if you have a better Tempai. If I have a Ryanman this early, I might con the tune. I might try and fish for some more points. But on the Kanchan, I don't think your weight is good enough. It's a little too ambitious.
I would have to smell. Yeah, I would have to smell of how other hands, how quick are they. So if I feel like, okay, I'm ahead, then I would have conned.
See, I always feel it's a bit chicken and the egg when I con in that situation because it's nobody's hand is quick when I don't. But if I con, somebody draws to Tempai immediately and reaches, and I'm like, well, uh-oh.
Nice. Karma.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, I love the sowing, but the reaping. Ooh, the reaping is tough to deal with. We're gonna see a tank here. I mean, Kelvin's got that double south, still doesn't come out. So has to play the one mon. Wants to keep this floating Dora. Definitely wary of Russell's hand. Problem is, if you're Kelvin, you kind of really need points, especially in such a tight 2-game orientation. When you're down by this much, it's going to be really, really hard. But 5 mon sumo.
7-13, I guess.
Yes, 7-13. Was enough foo. Plenty of foo, in fact.
4-4-4.
Yeah, I'd be interested if Russell would have ever taken the double pair weight for the toy upgrade there. We didn't see it come. But it must have been at least a thought on the mind because that is your Mangan upgrade. And Mangan would put a little bit more distance than just the measly 7-13. That was just one. For the 240 fu sumo. South paired up, west paired up, not in the west seat. 2 mon, hold on. Kelvin's drawing well. I think Ishan 10. For just a Riichi Domi, but dealer Riichi, very scary. Players have been, I think, pretty heavily respecting Riichis. on the board for this game. Ishantan with a bit more Ukiira, bit higher chance to draw that Tenpai. But strong Ryan Shantan for Hugh as well. So Hugh gonna try and make a play, close his hand up, I would imagine. If he is first to Tenpai.
Oh, interesting. Four cut here.
E4 yeah. I think wants to play the double south, wants to try to get the value. And I think also that sees the 3-4-5 Sun Shoku and realizes the 4-mon kind of doesn't. The second 4-mon doesn't live in that world, in that hands where you get the 3-4-5 Sun Shoku. So maybe a bit of Sakigiri wants to cut a more dangerous tile sooner rather than later, especially if it's not getting played in the hand. Same reason we see that 7-pin out there. It's the end of row 1, which by turn 6. Odds are 50%, I believe, that at least one player on the table is Tenpai. Half of all hands, someone's going to be Tenpai here. So it makes sense. We'll Sakigiri. We have our value route in the 3-4-5 Sun Shoku. It's very efficient. We're not losing too much by the tiles we're dropping.
I feel Harrison is a very statistical player here.
The funny part is I'm not. I learned a lot of these stats, but I actually hate playing EV stats. I just know a lot of them because I was like, okay, I have nothing to go on. Like, what do I know? And then, I osmosis all of them in. I was like, oh, that's a fun fact.
Fun fact, yeah. But
and then I'm at the table and I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, that's all fake. Stats not real.
No, it's just like the fact though is like 100% losing, but yeah, that's push.
Yeah, but I'm like, it deals in 100% of the time. But like, what if it doesn't? See, that's the problem. I get on the table, I'm like, this deals in every time, but the stats say I can push it. And I'm like, I don't like that. We do see Tenpai on, I believe that is 3-6-mon for Russell. Just Tanyao Nomi. But again, build a little bit of a gap.
3-6. 3-6 pin for Hugh as well.
Yes, very big. Kelvin Ishantan as well. That Ishantan. Very big deal. We have Yaku, right? For Hugh. Although it doesn't matter. Russell gets it. And Hugh actually pretty happy with that. Paying 1K to move the dealership is more than most sumo payments. Or is less than most sumo payments. So gonna be pretty happy. Now, I will say this is a bit of an awkward spot for Russell. In all last dealer, I think one of the big metrics is the 4K metric from your next placement down. And that is because when it goes to K10 Ryukoku, you need to pass your dealership in order for the game to end. And the player behind you cannot make up more than 4K. Yeah. And the problem is Wing covers that by 200 points right now. So Russell needs to win at least one hand to comfortably pass dealership. Now, luckily we are more than 3K, and 3K is a very common K10 swing. It's just if Russell is the only one not Tenpai or Wing is the only one Tenpai.
He's the only one, yeah.
But again, it's more of the time than you're comfortable with as Russell. You definitely want to get at least one hand win down right now to have some more breathing room.
And
very importantly for Wing too, that might affect the Riichi.
Yeah. 38 is a good number because you can get 39.
Yeah, 39 easily. Direct, and that passes
from anybody. Yeah, 20 direct or 39 from anybody.
It's so much. I wonder if Wing is going to be hesitant to take a Riichi here because again, if it does go to Ryukoku, that 1K will put him below the threshold to pass for king 10 condition.
Russell
So
can comfortably just no 10.
Fold out, hope it doesn't hit. Yeah, especially if Russell's hand is just not developing, which Russell doesn't have a terrible hand right now, but not the best.
Look
Wing
at
is
Hugh's
kind of
face.
struggling to build that third.
He has the phase of, oh, now I'm having plus 62 already. So guys,
Yeah, he's like, I'm smooth sailing. Somebody Riichi, give me a reason to fold. I'm out. Take your time. I'm coasting. God, this is it
interesting.
looks like 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku with the Dora and the Haku is going to be the option for Wing to pass. But Russell with a Riichi now. That does change things for Wing. Now, if we just get Haku, Dora, and a Sumo, we would pass Russell.
That's right.
Well, the problem is, what are we going to do here? We're going to check the 8. It'll go. We're on just 8 pin for Russell.
Suji.
It's an interesting Sanshoku take. Normally, I would think you would go a little bit more outside. There are a lot of good Shitoi outs already sort of dead on the board. And you do have some tiles to help stuff up the 8 pin, and we are going to see a challenge. Wing going to counter Riichi on the Dora 6-0, which we see 2 of in Kelvin's hand, and I can imagine in 4th not coming out versus dealer Riichi. And your Gyakuten 2nd place player.
And it's a 2 versus 1.
Ooh, the 8 would have had a little bit more win rate, but we want the Dora. We want the Dora. The Dora is good. The Dora gets us our value. Our Riichi Dora holds. Wait a second. Is that no? Yes, it barely holds. I was thinking if 2600 would be enough on say Ron for Kelvin.
Yeah. With 2 Riichi sticks, yes.
Yes. Very, very, very close though. Little close for comfort.
So it's Wing and Russell racing for the 2nd place here.
Yeah, I'd imagine Kelvin, even with the 2 Dora, is going to opt towards folding. When the dealer's Riichi like this, you know that there's a chance at another hand, so you don't feel like the game's ending and you got to make a move. Hugh's going to be folding out for sure. No reason to play anything risky.
He could be
take any chances.
Just hitting Russell's gambits and see if Wing would want it as well.
Yeah, that is an option. I wonder if Russell, or excuse me, Hugh is going to be trying that, because while you would fold, like there is something to be said about just ending the game. You have so many points to play with too. That you can afford a lot of payments. Although that being said, Hugh checking the 6-0 is not going to happen. That tile is never coming out. Even Nakasuji, I would think, is not enough to justify cutting the Dora into 2 Riichis.
Even with Nakasuji, no. Okay, still 2 versus 1.
Yeah, no one's drawn any.
Third line.
A lot of time left. A lot of draws. 2 5-pins, so that Suji. I was thinking if a 5-pin came out and it becomes what I've coined as Suizuji or Suji after the Riichi, somebody might justify the 8-pin check.
10 for Hugh. But is it a foodie tank? It's a foodie tank for the pay food.
Yeah, I'd imagine we're gonna play safe. If we get Dama, we might justify the 7 check, but especially with the 4 mana, it's so hard. We may even the 9s don't look great. I think there's no 9s on the board, and with that 8-mon Riichi from Wing, you think it might be a deal in. We see this long tank from Hugh. I think thinking through all of those things, you know, should I take Tempai and not Riichi and just hope I draw? Should I full fold out? And if I do full fold, do I have anything good? Do I play these 9s and try to Mawashi a bit? Running all the calcs, and we're gonna go with the super safe 6-mon. Trying to completely back away.
Sentai though, not no Yaku.
Oh yes. Oh, Hugh did drop the 7. I thought he reached for
No,
the
he did
6-mon.
6. He discarded 6, but
oh yeah, but 7-9. Yeah. You're right. So the Chapman, not great, no Yaku, but has a chance to do a win. Now, when that 2-pin is drawn, we are going to play the 2-pin. We're going to try a lot of 4-pins to protect. The same with the 3-pins. I don't think it was quite Kabe, so a little bit of risk, but a very low risk. And I think it's points like what Hugh's doing now that really separate the very strong players from strong players. When you can kind of sneak out these K10 points, when you can justify these late pushes, really value getting every point you can. Draws a very scary 3-so though, and forced to drop out of Tempai. But again, very cheap, all things considered for Hugh. And now we kind of entered chance rounds. With an extra 2,300 on the board. We only need 2,500, so we need 240 on any win for wing. And just Riichi Sumo would be plenty to take first as well. So a lot of breathing room. Hugh, not the quickest hands. Wing really probably going to struggle to get there. They're going to be looking for the Riichi Nomi. Fairly slow hand, which is not what you want to see. Although we can see Russell much of the same. Not a very quick route or obvious route to play for the hands. Going to need the wall to do a lot of heavy lifting to be able to repeat yet again. Two, 3, 4 pin. Hanchan feeling gonna help Hugh. I almost kind of think Hugh is gonna just hit a Dama, get a Tanyao, and clean this game up. From the looks of it right now, the other hands are just so slow. They're so hard. Like I look at Russell's hand and I think, man, it's a shame Nagashi Mangan isn't on. that's kind of, it looks like your best route to a win right now. It's just so hard to play something. I see a tank from Hugh here. It's gonna opt for the 9-7. I think definitely keeping that Tanyao in mind. And trying to get these Pinfu routes. Thinks the 1-mons may be safer to fold out later as well. I think that's part of the reason we cut from that 9-7 Kanchan instead of the 1-mons, which, or I think technically 6-pin is the most efficient discard there. It's one of those weird ones, but again, Hugh wants safety, just wants to make sure he has the option to fold out later more comfortably than not, while also keeping this option open for a win to flat out end the game if given it. Luckily, though, for Russell, we have a south pair now. So we have a Yakuhai we can call later. No souths hit the board yet as well. And we also kind of are building a little bit more towards a value route. We drew a lot of Manzu. So we may be able to get a little creative and get something snazzy there. Although Ishan 10 for Kelvin. Just Riichi Dora 1, I think, for the most part. So not super expensive, but
Kelvin is very far away from Haneman. Yakten.
Yeah, it's tough at Nashi.
Yeah. Almost you wanna go for Tito because of the Ura option here.
For sure. Oh, and beautiful draw for Hugh. Now Ishan 10 for a Pinfu-dora at minimum. Could even Riichi potentially, just to threat the board a bit. Or can just stay close.
Yeah, because Russell also fear to deal in because he might lose a ranking and then move third.
And we're gonna see Russell take that, show the Dora, threat some value to the board, try and get people to slow down. Russell pretty likely to be Tempai at round draw to be K10, so gonna play for it. This is still just first hanchan, so we don't need to rack up a bunch of points to make an aggressive push for second, although we will get the south call. Russell, while still having one more game left, definitely wants to try and get as many points with this dealership for the first game as possible. Keep it going, keep repeating. No time limit, so plenty of time to do it.
Wow, I think this is quite an exciting hanchan. Hope this is a good start of your day.
Oh yeah, it's hey, this is some good Riichi. I've been looking at some plays, some cuts, some aggression. These are good players. You can definitely tell, especially when you can see people's hands and the situations on the board. I think you get a little bit more insight into the skill and style of each player. That's one of the fun parts about commentary.
That's right.
We do see Tempai for Hugh on the Tanya Pinfu, Dora Ganadama as well, looking to close out the game on this 2-5, with just 2 more outs, but much better than Wing's 3-mon only out. Kelvin enters with a Riichi for Riichi Nomi, looking for that 5. And wow, Russell backs away.
Snap fold. Oh, wow. And Hugh with that monster draw become Tanya Pinfu Sankaku, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to play the hand this way for Russell. Because you're expecting Hugh is going to fold out most of the time, right?
Ooh.
And if Hugh's folding, then you're good at K10. I mean, surely this is 3-mon, if anything.
Yeah.
No chase Riichi. Oh, and the 2-mon will come out, and Hugh, the aggression to stay Tempai paid off. Hugh going to end the game, even collect 3,300 in the middle for a dominating wrap-up to game 1. An absolutely massive win. On an expensive hand, too. Doesn't get the Takame 5-mon, but Pinfu Tanya Dora, not exactly a cheap hand.
Wow. So congratulations, Hugh. He ended it with the top in the first hanchan with the 83K. So, okay, here's the set. We can see that only the green score with Hugh ended with 83K. So, towards the start of the 30K, he's a 53 raw score plus the 15 ranking points. So he's getting at 68 points. Wow,
Yeah.
what a huge lead for the start.
Absolutely dominating. And this is going to put Russell and Wing in a very, very tight spot. Like you were saying, the 4th spot at the table is the highest second place score after the set between all 3 tables, which normally means if you have, like, you know, a small second or a very light third, that you'll be good to go and you might just play for that for the second game. But the problem is, like, I mean, even Russell took a negative second there, which just makes it so much harder for this next set. Like, normally where you can take a little bit smaller of a point strategy going into the second game of the set, Russell, even still, Russell is going to have to, I think, really play aggressive for a first, most likely, to get that 4th spot. Wing as well is just a mountain in front in order to try and get that 4th place. I mean, hypothetically, one of them could have a really big first and Hugh could get 4th. and they could still get first for this set, but man, 68 points is a mountain of defense. It's such an uphill battle for everybody else that Hugh, I think, can really turtle up, really play defensive for the second set, and have a very, very strong chance to make
Hello 各位觀眾啊，大家好啊！咁啊，歡迎嚟到個訪問環節啦 ，Welcome to the Q&A question interview session 啊！咁啊，有請我哋 Hugh 啊，我哋 WRM Pro 啊，咁啊，今日打呢個 WRC Pro 嘅 HK 級啦，咁啊，好旺喎，咁啊，好犀利啊！咁啊，
未試過咁旺，
係咩？會唔會係 WRC 無尺呢個烏特別發揮得好咧？
我覺得係首先啲牌好靚啦，跟住咁啱我可以冇石，真係好好彩。個重點唔係叫太靚，係隻度啦都係自牌，咁佢哋可以同我對抗，同有莊家對抗。
好 ，Hello， 大家好，歡迎到訪問環節啊！咁首先訪問到就係我哋 Hugh 我哋 WR Pro 啊，今日嘅表現非常亮眼啊！
咁就今日啲牌有啲神啦，
今日啲牌有啲神啊！咁啊因為前面就東一局就已經拉到一個好大嘅分差㗎，咁啊會唔會即係喺 WRC 呢個無尺嘅 rule 入邊有冇話即係東一局嗰個領先嘅優勢咧？會唔會話之後嘅部署，即係東一局嗰陣嘅部署之後嘅諗法點？
其實東一首先就因為呢隻 game 無尺啊，就冇乜度啦，咁就東一第一鋪就特登扭個三色啦，即係平時我可能就已經成副牌已經唔係咁嘅。
即係可能係完全兩停。
係啊，咁就扭咗個三色，跟住摸到揀啱咗啦，即係2、3、4同3、4都揀啱咗。
本來係 aim 特登放棄咗一個兩贏，咁啊變咗個斷平三色嘅一向停，又使要3、4、5、3色啦。
係啊。
後尾就順勢咁褪咗變2、3、4嘅機會，咁啊同埋絕張二同嚟嘅生日嘅啫，二同我多個鋪之後就6000咯，就建立優勢啦。下一鋪都係卡窿5萬度啦，我記得係。係。咁啊個鋪都係個形狀都係臨尾調教咗出嚟，即係叫魚形都係直接拿直面咯。
因為叫朵啦，咁就簡單啲啦。因為啱啱食到好大㗎嘛，應該就算輸都唔會太，即係輸都唔會太差咁樣。咁就想擴大優勢咯。
因為會唔會因為WRC 嗰個賽制個順位點就係15-5啦，咁相對喺平時 M 嚟講個 top 嗰個上冇咁大，就變相會就係你呢個半裝入邊更加着重嗰個數點拉開多啲數點優勢咧。
係啊，呢個就都好重要啦，因為要同你哋拉開去晉級咧，咁就最好就趁自己做莊，跟住有牌，咁就最好可以積極啲啦。即係好似今日嗰幾鋪牌，其實都好好彩嘅，因為咁啱朵啦係自牌啦，即係人哋同我對攻嘅意欲應該會大下降，因為佢哋有嘅機會真係好細。
尤其是都係做莊嚟，做莊有鋪係雙方都係自派嘅添，咁啊大家都起晒壺咁樣，就算話你食唔到壺都有成功落莊。
跟住仲要係我大 top 緊，跟住佢哋應該係冇咩事都唔想同我對攻，除非佢咁好彩有3隻自牌度啦，咁就抵佢贏啦。
因為你就領先優勢太多，個 buffer 好多啦，就變相你仲 afford 到即係輸啦。好多人見到你 keep 住都係。其他家就算叫或者副路進攻緊嘅時候，你都係 keep 住同你對攻啊嘛，即係可能都係見到自己嘅分數領先大嘅話，就仲可以 keep 住自己有叫嘅話，就 keep 住自己行啦。咁啊，我諗即係中間Wing 有鋪望落去第三名嘅鋪 chance 係咪個鋪會唔會係其中一鋪比較驚嘅一鋪咧？
我見有2鋪都好似有都碰咗紅中白板咁樣，
兩個3元牌啦。
係咯，咁就嗰兩鋪，我有特登望一望，只要我唔輸直擊咧，都好似頂得住。
即係見到因為阿 Wing 個鋪3月嘅 chance 咧，你副牌雖然話放棄咗一半啦，但係 keep 住都係唔係話隻隻都係 exactly 打阿 Wing 嘅現物，而係即係可能對面打白同，你跟住打白同咁樣諗法，即係有機會係阿 Wing 上到牌嚟牌，你係咪都係唔介意佢上到牌，只要唔輸直嘅都係？
咁又唔係嘅，但係咁佢第6行就碰咗2隻，咁我邊度有咁多牌手啊？咁咪打啲冇咁安全嘅先咯。
即係即場跟住先啦，係啦，咁啊，就係唔輸直擊逆滿就得啦，即係去到後面嗰個任務啊。咁啊，估唔到去到 all last 又叫到喎。
all last 2鋪都叫到，
係啊，上鋪就係啱啱臨尾先落啫。
上鋪就更加唔知點解叫到喎。
即係自己已經打過8萬，放棄咗大半萬。
首先打咗個卡通3重先啦，自己，跟住再打咗8萬啦，跟住最尾都可以叫得翻。
咁啊，有冇話即係考到呢個 WR Pro 嘅話，即係打呢個 WRC 會係特別順手咧？見到你前打 M 都冇發揮得咁亮眼嘅表現。
咁啱啫。
咁啊，就係呢個領先嘅優勢嘅話，下個半莊我諗真係建立即係嗰啲數點啊，即係已經係我諗都儲定足夠嘅量去應付下一個半莊㗎啦。
係啊，即係有得掂步就掂步，有得跑步就跑步。
咁啊，我諗即係依家嘅領先優勢就令到因為單日賽制2個半莊之下，依家嘅幅度同優勢好大啦，咁下個半莊可以打得比較輕鬆啲啦。咁啊，恭喜晒啦！咁期待你下個半莊嘅表現啦。咁我哋就轉個頭，我哋翻嚟第2個半莊，我哋再見啦，拜拜。陣間見。打得好啊！
打得好不如摸得好，好唔好一起手？
Hello, hello. Welcome back. It does not look like Jimmy's audio is currently working. Frowny face. Hopefully will be fixed very soon. We are going to be heading into game 2 of this preliminary round. Still don't hear Jimmy. Yep, I don't believe audio is coming in. A little bit of technical difficulties, you know, it happens. Part of the name and the game. Still working on fixing it. I'm going to assume that the feed is live. Hopefully everyone can hear me. If assuming that's the case, to recap, Hugh, very big win in game 1. Very, very confident lead. Very dominating performance. A lot of good things. And then everybody else, kind of, it was Wing and Russell both kind of hovering around that minus 20K. Russell barely able to squeak by in second. So just heading into this game with a minus 4.5 score. Wing around minus 15. And then Kelvin struggling a bit more, went negative, pushing for some hands, just again reaching, like trying to get value and just kind of losing heads up. Happens. A lot of bad coin flips. Needs a very strong first here, I think, to have a chance to make it to the next round. As a reminder, it is going to be the first overall from the table that makes it past this round. It's going to be the first overall player who is able to go to the next one with a 4th spot from the highest second place by total score between 3 tables. It's not based on proximity to first, which kind of a blessing for these players. It would be a much bigger gap to catch up to Hugh. Oh, and there we got Jimmy.
I got it. Thank you. I was hearing you all the way, but I don't know why it didn't help. But yes, thank you very much for the summary for doing for us. Yes, thank you so much.
Of course, gotta update people. It's gonna be exciting next game. These are strong players. I mean, it's especially when you can tell that from one game, you know you're in for a doozy.
Whew. Okay, so we had the recap already. Hugh has huge points. I guess players are either aiming for very big game, big score game, or they're hoping that they can sneak in for the second place.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Wing and Russell trying to get a first place to get that second place spot. And Kelvin is just going to need to go on an absolute
a lot of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting a negative raw score during the first hanchan is not good for Kelvin. Especially with this rule set, it's like negative at least 45 points already.
It's a big gap. It's a lot. It again, like with such a small UMA with 15-5, and especially it being Akanashi on top of that, it's so hard to get the points to make that up. You're not going to be given these easy build a Mongon hands because you have 2 red 5s. It's really you have to play the value. You have to get the Dora. And for instance, when you're Hugh and Hanemon Sumo and Mangan Sumo, that's, we're there. We got it. But for Kelvin, unless you get granted those big dealer sumos or those big dealer rods, it's a lot of points to make up. It's going to be really tough.
All right.
We'll see.
Game 2 starts.
Yep. Russell opening up in the pilot seat, starting us off. It's going to be a pretty decent advantage. Not only is that a strong hand, but also Russell, being the first EC, is really going to understand the position and the conditions going in, especially with Wing being West seats, is going to have a lot more time to make a game plan and kind of set the tone. Unfortunately for Russell, Kelvin has the other side of the East, so they're Mochi. All 4 already drawn in hand. Might stuff up the hands a little bit. That being said, everyone kind of has a strong hand right now. Like, Hugh looks like he's pretty close. Russell, very close. Wing a bit farther behind. That West pair can help speed it up, though, hypothetically.
That's not
I'll
useful.
go sevens weird.
7.
I mean, you have the San Shoku on the 7s, but you could also just go like 6-pin or 8-pin. And we do see the 6-pin. That is definitely a play more towards a Toy or a Chi-Toy route.
Yeah. Toy is good, especially with the
yeah.
Sanshoku.
Kelvin also, I think, recognizing that, hey, there is like a non-zero Yakuman chance, which takes the 9 when it comes out. Says it's a little too many points. I want my Toy Ton 40 Fu. I want my 5200 to open up the game, keep Russell down. That's my win condition. Decides to play it fast, aggressive, get ahead to start, set the tone, hoping to have a big dealership to follow it up.
Ooh, Russell with a great weight here with the 4-7 man.
Oh, yes. Very, very strong. Riichi Tanyao, so not the most expensive, but a lot of really good Ura flips. And with 5 left in the wall, very strong sumo odds for a minimum of a 2K all Riichi.
Ooh, spicy.
Con 7. That's tough. Con 7. It's possible, but it's conning into a dealer Riichi. Not thrilled with it. And 7-pin, not exactly the safest versus that 5-pin discard for Tenpai.
Wow, the East is out.
We'll call the East.
Pushing.
We'll check the 7. It'll pass. Tenpai, 7-7 mon.
It's 52 for Kelvin.
Yep.
With the Yaku Toy.
Yep, Toy Ton. That's enough. I mean, again, not a bad start. Problem is, you have a dealer Riichi in front of you and have to push whatever tile you draw into it, which some of them are going to be really, really scary, especially the 1-so. I'd imagine that is one of the worst ones on the board.
Wow. Hugh gets the hand with the Pinfu.
Yep, and just closes the game. Doesn't want to Riichi, doesn't want to take risks, and when you have 60 points before a round reset, in bonus makes a whole lot of sense. Hugh is doing one thing and one thing only, and that is moving this game along and trying to not take risks before that. That being said, Wing might have different plans. Very strong Manzuho Nitsu hand in the building. Could even play a bit more efficient and sacrifice some value for it just to make sure Kelvin stays low and slow this game. Oh, but with that East pair, surely you have to go for 4. Well, actually, what to say? They're again, you draw another Anko or 2, and all of a sudden you got a very, very valuable hand. That's why we see that East come out.
Yeah, that would be very attractive. Sanko.
Yeah, I mean, when the points are that far down, too, it looks a lot more tempting. If it was closer and it's just, I need to end this game like 10K positive or even plus 15K first, you go, maybe I won't, but and we are going to see after that 3-so draw, we are going to keep the efficiency, especially with a 2-call open from Hugh. But our Ho Nitsu can still be a very valuable route
I
order
must
to play
say
the hand.
Hugh is sprinting with
Oh yeah.
this.
Hugh, again, no care for value. Wants to do two things. Wants to get the game moving along. Let's get these dealerships out of the way. Let's get the game passing. And let's try and stay safe and out of the way. And even if we have to play a little unsafe, we have the points to afford it, right?
And already tenpai, even though 4-6 dots are not especially the best weight, but I mean, it is a weight.
Tenpai is tenpai. I mean, again, people are still cleaning up their hands. People are still kind of adjusting what they're doing. We're going to see it shoot the 7-pin. Much safer for later in the hands. 8-pin going to be a much safer tile to play, especially with 2 6-pins to help protect it.
Looks less clumsy.
Yeah, won't be able to take that Ryanmin 3-pin draw for a 2 5-pin tenpai. But again, Hugh is just like, I want a quick win, and he's going to find it. 7-pin coming out.
The speed.
Yeah, kind of
it's so different
from our first game. we had like 4 rounds go to Ryukoku or like a very late in dealer reach sumo, and now this round Hugh's still winning to open up the game, but off dealer and just prioritizing speed over everything. And we're in East 3, and it's working because Hugh's also in the lead as a 3K buffer. Can even afford a 4th in a lot of situations, especially if the scores are this tight. Pin, don't need it. Wing struggling a little bit with the speed of the hands. Although, you know, knock on wood, Russell not the quickest. Kelvin looking a little bit faster. And Hugh kind of not a very quick hand either, although with that green dragon pair, Hatsu pair is going to help speed things up. Going to expedite it once we see a 4th Hatsu. There is already one out, so it's a little bit less likely in order for Hugh to call that. And Wing's dealership as well, especially when Wing is sitting in this very solid Ishan-10 position.
That was tough call by Wing just now. You know, if he cut the 7, he would have a free-sided way for the 147 dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have 10 fight, but yeah, not exactly the best weight for Tuso, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that was what Wing was contemplating on last turn as well. Like, there's so many tiles that upgrade that and drop the 3-1. I think Wing might have been thinking about making that cut the turn before and just dropping the 3-1 shape in order to try to wrap the game up, or in order to try to wrap this hand up.
Yeah, and while he already pawned the Green Dragon, hoping for a hat trick since the hanchan starts.
Yeah, just I mean, it worked for the first 2 rounds of East. Let's keep it rolling. Just quick win, cheap, doesn't matter. Clean it up, get the dealer moving, let it go, all that. Nine pin. Not gonna help one bit.
Much wetter now for Wing.
Ishan-10 trying to threat. I mean, a dealer Riichi would be really big here because, again, although I want to say like Hugh is going to be incentivized to fold, but Hugh has been really playing aggressive post Riichi Mawashi and challenges, and it's been working really well for him today. He hasn't played every hand post Riichi, but he's not afraid to take a little bit of risk to maintain tempai to try and shut down a Riichi. And that's been paying off really well for him so far.
That was a nice keep for Russell, and indeed he would needed that 9 man to tenpai.
Mhm.
But sometimes, you know, skilled play doesn't mean you get rewarded. Richie.
Yeah. Sometimes the statistical best chance play is not the one that pays off, which that's how it goes. You know, if you could read the wall and make the correct play every time, you could only win so much of the time still. Still hovering around Ishan 10. Not too much different.
It's been a while, and going to the 3rd street, and no one is senpai yet.
Yeah, no one's broken past the Ishan 10 wall. We do see the 9 come out. We are going to see the call. Hugh going to be the first to take it.
He was like, am I gonna chi or am I gonna pong? He opted for the chi to keep more saber towels in his hand, I guess, to keep the 2 nines.
Yeah, I would think so. It's a better fold out route for sure.
And what? And it's a 3rd street and 6-9, so there are like 5 in the wall.
Yeah.
While Wings Riichi is really
place.
0 already.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, everyone does have them all. We're gonna see the call from Kelvin. Gonna play 6 tenpai on 8-man, 4-man.
Oh, hat trick. Hugh has a nice hat trick here. And I guess he wouldn't even want to, how do you call it, like, hanchan?
Yeah, Renchan. Yeah, I am really interested to see how Hugh decides to play this dealer hand. I know there was a tournament where I had a similar thing where it was like top 1 and I did really well game 1 that I was playing last year, and I was like, oh, I'll just kind of fold out and dropped a bunch of like inner safe tiles and then drew a bunch of terminals that ended up getting Shinroto like on accident, starting to fold the hand out.
Yeah, that would be my intuition as well.
Just, you know, just fold them out and then randomly hit a Yakuman as it goes. But we'll have to see how Hugh plays it. He feels aggressive. He wants the points, but I would imagine he's going to play a slower defense-based, maybe value route here, and then again, not be afraid to just pass dealership. Maybe build like a Pinfu Dama, and if somebody looks really scary on the table, shut it down. But otherwise, just fold out and hope it goes to K10, and you pay at most 3K. That's usually at least my strategy for this sort of situation when you want to pass dealership for as cheap as possible.
Okay.
Tenpai happens to 5-man for Riichi. Non by Russell.
5 in the wall.
Pretty good, pretty good. And Hugh going, ooh, a reason to fold. Thank you.
And he has 3 songs, 3 so.
Plays the tune. It's
wow.
I wonder if maybe trying to bait an E-Pots break there, thinking maybe that Kelvin or Wing might have called it broken E-Pots, given 1 less chance on the sumo.
Wow, he's not folding.
Well, he's being enticed not to fold. That doesn't mean he's not folding. The wall definitely wants him to play it though, because he's getting some great draws.
He's doing the 9, I think.
No, he's not going to do the 9. Surely this
really?
is 3-3,
I think he's doing a 9. Oh, okay, he's doing. 2.
Oh, he goes with the 2 though, so that's some aggression
for the no chance.
Like 9 so
yeah.
You can play 9 so later and wait on like the 8 Tonki in some situations. Yeah, maybe because he doesn't see any Dora too, he's a little bit more hesitant. to let this
Now
Riichi
he's more
run
disciplined.
along, but 4-7. The 4-mon is scary. Being right by the Dora too. It's very, very scary check. And still has that kind of Tanya route that he was looking to play in the first place. So not even necessarily changing the strategy. Just slightly changing the shape, prioritizing something a little different. Thought there for Kelvin. Can't really do much. Kelvin is in such a hard spot. Okay, it's the 7. We might get the Pinfudama. I almost feel like I saw a little bit of a smirk from Hugh there. He's like, man, I just can't draw dead. He's like, I just can't draw dead for the life of me. The wall is just, it's going to give me whatever tiles that I need to complete the hand.
The
Only
flow
one of those two Pokemon. It's when it's your day, it's your day. That's there's nothing anyone can do about it.
And there's still 4 in the wall for Russell.
Yeah, only one's been drawn since the first World Riichi. So still very strong. And I mean, again, we can draw Dora too, which would be quite nice.
Wow.
Tempai, and we're gonna Tama.
Oh
Are
my
we gonna
God.
take the win? We do. We shut it down. It's wow. What do you even say?
4 in a row.
It just feels like Hugh can't draw bad. Like every tile that comes from the wall just helps him.
It's just unstoppable, I think. And look at this starting hand. Like, what?
That's not bad. Oh my God. And the 2 so too. Oh, jeez. I mean, I guess now the question is, Hugh, do you have anything going on after this? Because it seems like you could kind of just sit at this table forever and get straight, just keep winning. You know, if you want to set an all-time record on highest scoring game, this might be the time to try it.
It's kind of fun, especially no matter how many points he got, it's not gonna contribute to the final table.
Yeah.
We're gonna reset.
You're wasting win rate now, Hugh. It's gonna go back down.
Doodoo Mang said in a comment, why fold if you could win instead? Of course, yes. Because he was just win.
That's true. The game's gotta end at some point though. Hypothetically.
And hypothetically, it will not stop as well. It could have gone forever.
It just goes forever. It'll be next time. It'll be next week. And we're supposed to stream the next day. We're like, game's still going.
Yeah. We got us stuck here, Harrison.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy's made his 3rd run to the store for more point sticks because he keeps running out. Like, you can't give Hugh enough. The table has to find a way to display like another digit for the points.
For a 1 million point.
Yeah, right. It's like I didn't think we'd get there. Just thought it wasn't doable. Okay, well, we got a little call. It looks like Kelvin trying to shut it down. Just the Manzu Honitsu Dora 2. Gonna hope to collect a little bit more. I don't think there's a Hanemon route. Hypothetically, you could do Chanta with the Hatsu call, which would be exactly 6 Han, but it's gonna be a little tough. You have to find the Hatsu, then you have to get the Chanta shift. Possible, but unlikely for sure. Especially when Hugh is Yishan 10 on that Pinfu. Probably not going to get Riichi, but hypothetically could. So it's a bit of a ticking time bomb. The Chun will help if we're going for that Chanta Hanemon route.
Oh.
And Tempai. Clearly a Riichi debate and says, you know what? We're going to take it. 3-6 pin. For just Riichi Pinfu. Slow down Kelvin ever so slightly for the moment, maybe more for the future. even a tank right now for Wing on what to do about the state of the table. Still
One
5
away.
outs.
Oh, 4 now.
It's okay. 4 is a lot, especially halfway through the wall. Ooh, that one. That's a tempting one. The question is, Wing, what are we going to do? We can stall with 2 mon, and we are going to do just that. I believe Suji 5 mon in front, unless that's a 6. But either way, 2 3s to protect it. 3 pin
Okay.
gonna be scary, but
Kelvin.
Senpai 3 mon.
Points. Dora. And
Yeah.
Iki.
Mangan locked, loaded, and ready. The problem is 3 mon, only 1 left in the wall. Although another 3 6 pin went to join a hand. So Hugh now down to 3 outs.
There's no Iki in Kelvin's hand, but it's all right. It's still Mangan.
Yeah.
I like how Kelvin puts 1 man at the right. So there's some potential change, if he drew the Hatsu or the 2 man maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So that it won't expose so much of his hand and information.
Yeah, one of the big things that you learn the better you get is that people can get information for whether you draw a tile and slot it into your hand. So especially when it gets later into a hand in that row 2 area, or when a player draws Tenpai for Riichi, you'll see stronger players on average just keep the tile to the right.
Oh no!
But yeah, he wins.
Ura!
Wing the challenge. Or a 2?
Yes!
Oh my. Well, okay, a cheap hand for Hugh now becomes dealer Mangan, and a Wing now down
Hugh
even
just
more.
hasn't stopped. It's 5 in a row. And you know what? It's fun to see how Wing slowly develops its full straight in his hand, and it's like the table is pushing Wing to push the 3 dots. Oh my god!
Yeah, and I mean, you can tell Wing was scared about it. The fact that was the tile to play for Tenpai means Wing was worried. Wing, had the read, but again, it's how do I lay this hand down? And the answer is I can't. And unfortunately, it ends in a deal-in, that's how it goes.
That's very unfortunate for Wing. And now I guess it's quite undeniable that Hugh is having a huge lead of over 100 points almost.
Yeah. It'll depend on Russell. Russell can still kind of shake things up, I think, if we get Hugh off dealership, which is much, much easier said than done from what I've been seeing.
And even for Russell to beat the best second, he needs around 40K second, being second with 40K. So I guess it's still a long way for Russell for now.
Is this the last table to play for this round? Do we know what the other table scored yet, or no?
So the first table ended with 10.9.
Okay.
Plus 10.9. So because Russell was around -4 in the first hanchan, so he needs 15 points, and 15 points is 40K second.
Yes, and there's still 1 table to play after this, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, so you need minimum 40K second, but you really, really want the first, because I'd imagine whoever, it would not be surprising for a 15 points or a maybe even a 20-point second to occur in 2 games in this last table. Like you need to at least be ahead of the first table, but that's not exactly a lot of points for a second. It's a relatively small second on average, I would think.
That's right. Especially, we have some really strong players next week for the last table. Especially, I am over there. I'm gonna be there.
I hope if I commentate that game, I won't see a furry 10 Japan Riichi with 4 out again.
Don't mention that. You know what? You were the reason why. If I
I
ever
know.
lose again.
I spoke it into existence. That one's on me. We got a lot of action on the board. We have a Tenpai for a none left Iso, waiting on the Dora for Kelvin. Same value as Honitsu. And the non-Dora suit. Definitely trying to scare some people. And everyone else kind of hovering this Ishanten range. We have a Ryan Shanten here from Russell. But not going to make it. Definitely some scary plays. Needs to hit some other Ryanmen. Kind of a valuable hand for Hugh, but still Ishanten. Still definitely doesn't want to take too many risks. And a snap Riichi. Russell finds the Tenpai. Riichi Pinfu. Potential Dora, except for the fact that everybody's holding the Dora, and I think everybody's incentivized not to play the Dora. Kelvin most likely right now, but the problem is Kelvin is going, why would I play the Dora instead of wait on it when my hand is also 3 calls open?
Because of the Atamahane rule, Kelvin is officially drawing dead. Russell has none in the wall as well, so probably it's gonna be Ryukyoku with yeah.
And speaking of Tenpai, Wang finds the 5-pin, does not Riichi. Right now, just Itsu. Maybe wants to avoid having to play anything too scary. But this is the Epod Sumo. That's such a tough spot. Get Sumo Itsu. For what is that? 1112 or 1100, 2100? No, 1200, 2200.
No,
Wait,
that's a Dora Dora. Yeah, that's a Dora Dora.
Oh yes, Dora pair. Okay, that makes much more sense. Yeah, E2 Dora Dora. Now, don't get me wrong, the Epod Sumo for the Baimon chance would have made some more work, but it's hard to pass the guaranteed Mangan on a bad weight. Very, very hard.
Yeah, that's a fair Dama, especially because it's already Mangan, even got dealt in. So yeah, it's understandable, but yeah. But if he reached its potential Paiman with Ichipatsumo, Dora Dora, Ikitsukan with one Ura would be Paiman.
One Ura, yeah. Which again, when you Riichi that, you're expecting not even really to win in the first place, but you're definitely not expecting a minimum +3. It is an interesting spot for Wing because he's down so much even after the first game. That I almost wonder if you kind of you're forced to take it.
Yeah,
and hope for like Hanemon upgrades. But again, like in a lot of other situations, that's a 100% Dama.
But yeah, I guess Wing stopped Hugh's 5 in a row.
That's true. Yeah, shut down Hugh as the dealer, played max win rate, so that's something. At least make sure that getting first this game, while an uphill battle, is not even more uphill. Question is, what are we going to do for this hand? Russell looks to be slow. Kelvin has a Sun Shoku to potentially build some value, but Hugh already has the South called, has the whites behind it. Looking to just make another really quick, really cheap hand. End of this out. Ooh, although Kelvin draws the Sun Shoku piece. One Mon, not as efficient, but locks the San Shoku. And that's why we're going to see the tank. There's some other options too. You could potentially go 6-pin, which is still very efficient. You're guaranteed a Reach Pinfu out of it. And you'll also have some San Shoku Tenpai draws. And that is going to be what we see. 7 so not helping nobody. 5 pin, a little bit more efficiency. Tankier from Hugh, thinking about whether we want to play floating 6, cut away from a shape, we'll cut away from the Manzu. That's one of the things that was really hard when I first started playing that 7, 7, 8, 9 shape. I think I definitely overvalued a lot more than it's worth because it's not very efficient at all. And really the only time that I like playing it nowadays is when I want to fish for some value and get some Ipeiko tempais.
Right.
To get a little sneaky.
And here it's also next to Dora, so I understand why he kept it, but also understand why he doesn't keep it. Okay, that's some good hand for Kelvin, at least for the right, with the Takame Sanshoku.
Yep. Riichi Pinfu does still have the Sanshoku Takame.
8 in the wall?
8? No, that's got to be a 5, right?
7 now.
No, you're right. 8 and now down to 7. Wow. Look at that.
And still no Ippatsu?
No Ippatsu, no sumo. This is one of those where the wall plays tricks and somebody's going to Anko both the 1s and the 4s. Or Hugh's just going to win and a Tamahane on the 4 that Wing will have to drop later.
That would be nuts.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, not gonna do it. Depends what Wing wants to do. Wing can play both the 1 and the 4. Can even really play 2 copies of the 4 in a lot of scenarios. Hugh's still not gonna play the white dragons. Wants to be aggressive. He was so aggressive. It really is. Like I'm in first in this position. I'm turtling. I'm dropping white. I'm out. I'm like, do your thing. I'm out of the way. Hugh is really valuing fighting back against these Riichis and keeping the board low. And again, I think that's been one of the things that has been working really well for Hugh. Hugh has shut down so many big hands and so many tempais by other players by being really aggressive post Riichi and not being too afraid to check some tiles, to try and sneak a win. Chasing.
Doodle Mag said there is a self round. Thought it was just Hugh going again, Labao.
Yeah, where we play the infinite Tompu.
and there's even no Agariyame. Just keep going.
Yeah. Just keep racking it up. I mean, if the wall is gonna give it to you, why not? One in Rome.
Sad Kelvin started with 8 in the wall and now 5 and still.
5's a lot for this far in the wall. 5 is quite a lot in the wall. The question is, how many are in the dead walls?
Takame. And also the Takame. He wanted a Takame.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of 4s being drawn. Oh, and there's the 1 out, and it is going to get played.
Oh.
Oh my goodness! And it got passed, and then Kelvin drew it.
Yes,
that's crazy. What a read! What a read! Said, you know what? They're in the wall. I can sense it, and was right, and got the sumo. That's a big han. Didn't get the Takame 4. Which I guess I think that actually does make a lot of sense because the Riichi Sanshoku Pinfu is Mangan, but Riichi Pinfu is just 2K.
Yeah.
And it's so close to the end of the wall. Like, there's a world where you're the only one Tempai, which I think could have also been what Kelvin was reading. So he's like, why would I take the cheap win and not just let it go to Ryukoku? And try and get the expensive one. When I get more points passing that wrong most of the time.
So Harrison, it's the second time you've seen Hong Kong players free 10. How do you feel about us?
That one, I think, makes a lot more sense. That's a late pass free 10. There's a lot of reasoning. I watched you make that Janman Riichi and then self 4 out with another one in your hand. And I, as a chase, and I was like, oh, Jimmy. I was like, you can't.
I'm crying now. You're making senses, comparing senses among us. Oh my god.
You tried to have
That's not my question.
You tried to have main character syndrome. You can't do that. You have to. You don't have it. You were playing against M-Leaguers. Those are the actual main characters.
Whoever wins is the main character, and I lost.
It's not you. It's no. These are. I'm honestly. I'm still learning very much about the international Riichi community, and I've not heard much on Hong Kong. Probably the closest spat, if you will, I've had with them is in the international, what was it called, the International Champions League tournament that happened, where a Greater Bay Area team, which I think was China and not Hong Kong, but that's the closest I've seen to understanding Hong Kong players. But after today, I can see that you guys are strong. You have some killers. I am definitely putting you on the radar. And very worried if I find out anyone is coming from Hong Kong and I have to play against them.
Well, then you have to recognize Hugh, because he's just unstoppable with his luck.
Right? Yes, Hugh, I will definitely not forget, and I will steer clear of. We have players like that in the States where it's like, okay, is it this player's day? If so, you're playing mitigation game, where you don't try to get points, you try to lose the least amount of points and stay out of the way. And that's kind of what it feels like here. Although when it's a set and only first player advances, that's you kind of can't just play a mitigation game. You got to try to do something. We also, funny enough, see a Tempai skip from Wing there. I think it would have just been Riichi Nomi.
No, it's. I think he wants to keep both of his Doras. That's why. Yes.
Yes.
6 man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Oh, and it works out.
It worked.
Yeah, and this has got to be Riichi Pinfu, right?
Dora.
Yep. I guess also had the option to take Riichi on the double pair weight, but the third Dora doesn't really matter that much. When you have Riichi Pinfu Dora 2, you're expecting the same value in pretty much every scenario and win. There's only backfires if you draw 6.
We will see a definite push from Kelvin, because that would be his last dealership.
Yeah. It needs so many points. Kelvin's going to be pretty much Zensu. Zensu being just full pushing.
Yeah, I get it, but I was thinking like, there's so much
of Hugh,
like
Tempai.
Japanese. Wow, Hugh is just crazy.
Well, 3 mon. I mean, it's not a great weight, and we don't have Yaku, so we have to reach it. Kelvin now challenging as well. Going to take Tempai on 2-5 mon. Yeah, Japanese players are strong, especially the professionals that have been playing for a minute. They're tough.
It's fun to see Hugh holds 4 2-man.
Yeah. Letting that only one out. So Wing, I mean, still front runner with only 2 tiles left. I think it's just.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! You found one of the 3s. You can't stop this guy. He's unstoppable. Oh my goodness! You just can't.
Kelvin must be like, how do you manage to use all your 2 months?
Yeah, right. How do you win all your 2 months, not Riichi, and then still win and beat me out? Like, what are we doing here? I would love to hear the post-game interview. I'm sure it sounds like, hey, what did you do? Oh, I just kind of, the wall gave me every tile I needed in every situation, and I just won.
He actually said something like that already in the first interview. So I reckon the second interview is going to be very boring as well. It's like, I just play.
I just play. The wall just kind of let me win over and over. Which, speaking of, already Ishanten on a Honitsu possible double Yaku high for Mangan, and it's turn 3 barely. So again, looks like the Hugh game. It's just a crazy hand. South and June, so it's gonna have an easy fold out path too. How do you compete? You know, it's Hugh's day. That's the only way to call it. It's Hugh's day.
It
Like
Tuesday
Hugh is
sounds
quite good, but I mean, again, you can only play so wrong and not have a good day the way Hugh is drawing.
Oh my god, and Kelvin cut the south.
Senpai on June 5, man. The question is, who's gonna check June? Someone's got it in their hand.
He doesn't need points, but
He doesn't need points, but he's gonna get them. If he wins, he's gonna get them.
they just randomly have a mind gun ready by turn 6.
And yep, there goes June, and Hugh goes Ron, and yep, second Mangan.
I don't think they need a pause here. Yeah, I think they all know.
They all know that the goose is cooked, so to speak.
Yeah, there isn't really like a condition per se.
I don't
them.
even think Yakuman direct on Hugh would be enough for Russell.
I think, for Russell, it would secure
Yakuman direct.
him second. Yeah, like overall second.
Russell needs Yakuman direct. Maybe
Yeah.
Baimon direct or Sanbai direct might be just enough.
Some by direct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You would get first? No. Yes, you would get first, barely. So some by direct, some by direct plus. Could be worse. Yakuman Sumo would do it too. So Russell, has 2 outs. Wing and Kelvin need to test if the Yakuman stacking rule matters and get a double. In order to make it past. But rules exist for a reason. Someone's got to hit one at some point. Actually, I'm sure someone in the WRC rules in a tournament already has. I know in the American Riichi Mahjong League, which is like our online league that plays with basically WRC rules. We've had a couple double stacked Yakuman, which is mainly I think it's Suiso Daisangen has happened twice. That's normally how you do it, right? You get the all honors and then you stack either Daisangen or Shosushi for small wins with it. Hypothetically, there's other ways to do it, but
and Harrison, you're in that league?
Yes, I am at the top of that league.
Ooh,
and
you're in the A1 thing, yeah?
I am in A1. It's I think I'm about to start my 7th season. If I stay in it for 10 seasons straight, then I get the eternal A1 moniker. And I think I'd be the 4th person in the league's history to do it. 4th or 5th.
Well, because you look very young, and I wouldn't thought of like you stayed there for 7 times already.
Well, it's 7 seasons. Each season's also 3 months, so it's not like year-long seasons or anything. It's not too long. You can knock out 4 in a year. I need a little under a year left in that league to hit that. It's not too bad. It's not like JPML where it's every single year is a season.
For A1 it is, and then for A1 and A2, A League is a year.
It's 1 year, and then and then half years for everything.
Because I'm at the lower league, so I mean, I for me it's 6 months a season.
which is still a long time. Like even 3 months feels long sometimes.
Yeah.
So 6 months, that's a lot.
Online is a bit different. It's easier to arrange availability.
Time, all that. Yeah.
Okay, because we don't have much to say about the game, and
I wanted to say I have nothing to say, and then I look at Hugh's hand, and he's Shanten right now for Reach Tanya. No, he's Tenpai.
Yeah, and the 5 is already a win. Right? But he didn't run because he doesn't need it.
Surely, right? Like
He had to give up. He had to.
It's got to be minus EV to
Yeah.
re-roll the hand and give everyone else another chance to Yakuman fish.
Yeah, win rate from 99.99 dropped to 99.98 if you
Yeah,
I guess.
right. You could probably add like 2 more 9 decimals in there before before it gets to the actual odds. Yeah, I guess it's how close you think Russell is to hitting the Yakuman sumo. And I mean, the thing is, even after that, like, even if you don't get first this game, or even if like Russell does hit Yakuman sumo, you're still first overall. It's just Russell has a chance to sneak into the 4th position, and he draws the 5. It literally, you can't fold out and not be tempai for the life of him. The wall just keeps giving him what he needs. I have a feeling he could drop 5 different tiles and he'll get Chitoi Tenpai by the end of the hand. Like,
the wall is trying so hard to impress Hugh. I think Hugh was just like, oh, that's too much. Like, I don't need that many points.
Much, save it for next week. Save it for next round. I don't need it this round.
It is next week. Yeah, the final round is next week.
Okay, hold on. We have a lot of honors. Actually, how many are Green Dragon? I think is still alive. Oh, whites are Mochi. I don't think Wing is dropping those. I was like, hold on, we have a Daisongen that may be able to happen, but yeah, it's not enough. And even Hugh is like, I don't want to test anything. We're gonna play Yakuman Denial for the next 3 turns. Oh, look at that.
Cute.
We have little Show Sushi, little Daisongen.
Yeah.
Funny enough, local Yaku, where if you have little wins in Chitoi or little wins or little dragons in Chitoi,
getting 2 extra hands.
Local Yaku. Yeah, I think it's 2 Han for each of those.
Yeah,
maybe more
sense.
for the win. For the dragons, I know it's 2 Han.
Makes sense.
It actually might be 3. It's weird. I used to know more of the local Yaku. They're tough. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, we'll see Hugh a snap folding, with the last few tiles, claiming the win very, very soon.
Very, very dominant, win every hands performance.
But
which again,
I guess
played well, and the wall was kind. I mean, that's a recipe for success right there.
So congratulations, Hugh Wong, for being 2 tops for the for both hanchans and advancing to the final.
Yeah, very, very dominating. This definitely would be a little bit better if there was any form of point carryover. But I mean, you'll take the final spot. The less sweat. Yeah, we can see there 7 wins.
7.
It's just insane. Even on a normal game, it's insane. But especially like locking down a second set. Didn't even Riichi most of them, and like still it just kind of hit everything. I mean, again, when it's your day, it's your day. Can't say more than that.
Hugh's Day.
It is Hugh's Day. Yep, we're renaming it. Mark it in the calendar. Man, so that was the second table in the semifinals, correct? So there's one more.
One more. So yeah, thank you so much, Harrison, for
Of course.
witnessing very, very interesting 2 hanchans with the Hong Kong players. You've seen, from my intro, who is one of the youngest players among our community, but you can see he's very smooth and
very strong.
Knows what he's doing. Snap Riichi's.
Yep.
It's just everything is very smooth, and I'm very happy to let you see that our players do Fury 10 sometimes, so it's not just me.
It's not just you. That's true. Furry 10 can work. Maybe I'm understanding why you took it now. You might have thought maybe saw some of the other Hong Kong players use it to their advantage and said, I can do that. We hit those.
Thank you so much. And next game will be on the 12th. That would be the last semifinal, and we have a player flying from Indonesia. One of the WRPM pros. He speaks Cantonese, but he's based in Indonesia. So he's flying in for this Hong Kong Pro Cup. So I'm very thankful. He's able to come. Cool. To make it full 3 tables game, because we have currently 9 WRPM pros. Oh, okay. They all of a sudden they turn on the camera. I have to. I guess.
Don't want to show the faces. Yeah.
Oops.
Floor cam. we gotta get Jimmy the streaming setup.
I'm back. Hello. I like to kind of like guess whether the Cantonese commentators are talking about us somehow,
Oh yeah, with the wave it has to be, surely. That's fun. It is really cool to really give props where props due. It's super sick for the dual language stream that's happening. It's so awesome. Just to see how it's advanced the setup. They're giggling at you for sure.
Okay.
This looks like a bye. Thanks for
OK，hello，大家好，歡迎大家又嚟到訪問環節啦。第二半裝訪問到，果然又係今日嘅勝利優勝者啦，阿 Hugh 喎，你好啊，
又係我，
有啲咩想同觀眾講咧？
今日啲牌有啲順咯。
點解講完呢句都唔黑嘅？點解 keep 住用？第二個半裝就入嚟打之前就因為其實分數就好充裕啦，但係估唔到個走勢又變成咁啦，係所有都係你食啦你嘅任務就係消化晒啲局數。
今日
鋪1000，湊
東圈、東一、東二、東三、東四，即係頭三鋪啦，1000一番三十負過莊，你都自己做莊嘅時候都係一番三十負。前嗰鋪係啱啱叫糊就係一番三十負就係平糊啦，係啦。咁啊，即係自己做莊嘅時候有冇啊？因為個分數領先好多，但係因為做莊成會臨大多鋪啦，所以就會係喺下一鋪就會有個立席嘅考量。
我覺得要睇純粹就係睇嗰鋪咁啱36同個場況望落去幾好啦，跟住會中女啦，咁可以擴大優勢啦。即係我望一望中女嘅 chance 都係有啦，跟住即係唔係死晒啦呢排。跟住我食完個2900都要打多鋪都冇咩意思，即係食完個1500都冇咩意思。唔同上一鋪人立咗席，我可以棄糊。係啊，
上一鋪可以棄糊咧，有席咁啊，下鋪先制立席啦，咁啊會係你即係立席嘅。
又中女，
立評女已經估唔到咁順啊！咁啊前面都有一鋪即係喺其他間立席之後，你叫369所以都冇直接去特別追立啦。369即係阿 Russell 出衝俾你嘅鋪1000啊，即係東場嚟。
咩叫369索？首先係好似冇一個瞬間叫369索。
3面定成日做？
好似係冇。純粹我拆咗369索，但係
咁 anyway，咁啊基本上去到南圈度連逆轉條件都唔使特別砌㗎啦。咁啊即係其他家係見到 all last 就甚至乎連就嘅諗法係點咧 all last，因為你係有砌食糊形狀叫糊形狀嘅，但係去到最後你打出你都係唔忍心繼續食落去。
因為嗰陣咁啱可以唔食，因為我食佢真係冇咩意思。純粹就係
食所有人都係冇咩意思，
食對面可能有啲意思。
因為拉開啲嘅，
拉開少少好似，但係其實都因為佢哋摸一個型，我都係冇事嘅，所以就唔
嘥大家時間啦。
所以就都係唔好食。咁叫糊咁，我自摸咁都可能睇下點咯。如果喺呢度咁咪唔摸咯，如果係下一隻摸咁，可能就摸一摸咯。
可能就摸一摸。咁啊，打完成日啦，你覺得就係最難對你嚟講最 challenging 嘅地方係邊？
我覺得要嗱，首先今日呢塊真係太順啦，真係要講難就真係冇咩位啦，但可能就係第一局嘅，即係第一鋪嘅第一鋪即係第一局嗰個三色嗰個位咯，就要
同平時打法啲唔同。
呢啲手翼啊咁樣。
咁啊，我諗呢個第二個半莊隊嚟講都係一個實在好簡單嘅任務啦，咁亦都好簡單咁完成咗啦。咁啊，就即將就會入到決賽咁啊，對住喺其他初賽脫穎而出嘅選手啦。咁啊，有啲即係決賽可能就即係又要再認真起上嚟啦。咁啊，要再即係攞多啲分數啦。咁啊，睇下去到決賽能唔能夠發揮今日嘅運行水準啦。咁我諗今日都係實在係。啲牌教點打到冇乜特別好特別好講啦，咁啊就係辛苦晒咁多位啦，咁啊亦都辛苦晒咁多位對手啦，咁啊下一次咁會係12號或者7月12號就會係最後一日嘅初賽啦，我哋到時夜晚再見啦，拜拜。
應該冇大。